Hi there, it's Erin Duffy, your stage presence coach, back again with another tip to help amplify your stage presence and own your unique voice so that you feel comfortable and confident in every room you walk into. All right, today I want to talk about a question that can make your next keynote or big presentation even more powerful. And that question is, what should this talk change? Now, I know that can seem a little big, really, at first, right? When you hear that, because a lot of times when we're all prepping our next keynote or presentation, we're thinking about things like, what do I need to cover? What points do I need to make? What slides do I need to include, right? And by the way, all of that still matters. You're still doing that. But if this is a high visibility talk or really important keynote, I really want you to go one layer deeper, because here's the thing: the strongest talks out there, they don't just deliver information, they actually change something. They change how people understand an issue. They'll change how people are what they're actually willing to do next. They actually might even change how people see you as a leader. And that is where your talk becomes more than just a collection of good points. It becomes a moment with direction that you set. When you know what you want the talk to change, when you get clear on that, you begin to make stronger choices for your presentation. You stop trying to include everything. God, how many of us do that? I mean, I'm guilty of that. You stop over explaining, and actually you stop adding more and more proof points just in case somebody out there is going to ask you a question. Instead, you begin asking, what needs to shift for my audience? Do they need to move from confusion to clarity, from hesitation to confidence, possibly resistance to openness, from seeing this as another initiative to understanding why what you're talking about truly matters? And see, that shift, that actually becomes your through line for your talk. It actually gives your message shape. It gives your delivery purpose, and it helps your audience come with you, coming on that journey with you from beginning to end. Because now you're not just talking about a topic, you're actually moving the room somewhere. You're connecting at a really deep level. They're on this journey with you. So here is my simple tip for the week, all right? Before your next big keynote or big speaking event or presentation that's coming up, I want you to write down 2 sentences, all right? The first one: before this talk, my audience may be thinking or feeling, and then fill that in, all right? And then the second one is, after this talk, I want them to be thinking and feeling or ready to do, and fill that in. Simple. That's it. All right. An example of that is, like, before this talk, they may be feeling overwhelmed by change. After this talk, I want them to feel clear, equipped, and ready to take the next step. See how that works? See, once you do name this shift, I then want you to use that as a filter to building out your keynote and your presentation. So think, does this point move them towards this shift? Does this story support the shift? Does this example make the shift clear? And if it does not, by the way, you may not need it. That's also what's so great about this filter. It allows you to make different choices because you're really clear as to what shift you want to make for your audience. So, all right, I want you to try that. Try that this week, or try doing that if you have an upcoming keynote coming up in the next week, 2 months from now, whatever, use that. Before it comes up, I want you to ask yourself those 2 questions. What should this talk change? And then name the before and after. Because you know what? When you know the shift you want to make, guess what happens? Your talk becomes clear for you. It becomes stronger, more purposeful. And guess what happens then? Your audience leans in. and they're with you. They're on the journey with you. So do that. Try it. Let me know how it goes, and let me know if you have any questions. I love getting in conversations about this and helping guide you to make your keynote, your presentation, the best possible, yours, making it yours. All right, that's it for this time. Wishing you all a fantastic week, and I'll see you next time for another tip on how to bring your stage presence to every single room you walk into.